Hello, this is Viviette White, and I'm sharing today a story from the Appalachian Mountains. It's called Sody Salleratus. Up in the woods, there was a little cabin. There lived a little old man, little old woman, a boy, and a girl. And they had a pet squirrel. And the squirrel lived on the mantelpiece on top of the fireplace. And he'd scurry back and forth, and they treat him real good. He was fed, and it was just such a loving home. Well, one day, the old lady said, you know what? I don't have any more Sody Salleratus. How am I going to make my nice buttery biscuits? Well, back then, baking soda was called Sody Salleratus. So she told the little boy, she said, boy, go down to the store and get me some Sody Salleratus so I can make us some buttery biscuits. The boy was like, okay, ma'am. He went marching down the hill. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus, Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. Crossed the bridge, went to the store. He went up to the storekeeper. He said, can I have some Sody Salleratus? She's going to make some good buttery biscuits today. So the storekeeper said, oh, sure enough. And back then they did a barter system where you exchanged goods for goods. So the little boy had some eggs in his pocket, and he gave the storekeeper the eggs, and the storekeeper gave him a bag of Sody Salleratus. Well, the boy was so happy. He put that Sody Salleratus in the top of his overall pocket, and he sealed it up, and he walked back. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus, Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. Well, he got to the bridge, and he started marching, and all of a sudden, from under the bridge, there was a big, black, mean-spirited bear that came up and greeted him. What are you doing crossing my bridge, waking me up from my nap? The little boy looked so frightened, he kind of hunched back. The bear crowded over him. I'm gonna eat you up. And he did. Well, back at the house, the old lady was complaining, fussing. She was upset because the little boy didn't come back yet with her Sody Salleratus. It's like, where is that boy? Is he outside playing around? I told him I want to make these biscuits. So she sent the little girl out to go find the little boy. So the little girl went out. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. And she skipped on down the hill, over the bridge, and right back into the general store. She asked the store clerk, have you seen the little boy? He was in here trying to find some Sody Salleratus. The store clerk said, oh yeah, he done gone. He must be playing in the creek. And the little girl was like, oh, okay, I'll go check. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. Well, she went to the bridge, started crossing the bridge with her little song. And do you know who came up from under the bridge? That big old mean-spirited bear. He got right in front of her and said, who do you think you are coming over my bridge with your little song about Sody Salleratus? She looked so frightened. My word, I didn't mean to startle you. That bear was so upset he was trying to take his nap. He said, I'm gonna eat you just like I ate that little boy. And he did. So back at the house, the old lady, she was tapping her feet, pacing back and forth. Where are those kids? I know they know I'm trying to make these biscuits. I need my Sody Salleratus. So she sent the old man out to find the kids. And make sure you bring them back this time. They fooling around out there. So the old man went out. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. He went over the bridge, crossed over the bridge, and he went to the store. And he asked the store clerk, have you seen two little kids about yay high? They was in here trying to buy some Sody Salleratus. They haven't been back yet. Have you seen them? The store clerk looked at that old man and said, no, sir, I bet you they down by the creek playing around. So old man walked out the store. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. Sody, Sody, Sody Salleratus. He got to the bridge, and he started crossing the bridge. And do you know who came up from under that bridge? The big old mean-spirited bear again. he got right in front of the old man, and the old man said, "Well, by Jesus, who in the world is this?" And he looked at that bear right in the eye. He said, "Don't take me now, don't take me now." And as soon as the bear crouched over him, he said, "I'm gonna eat you up just like I ate that little boy with his little Sody Salleratus and the little girl." He went, and he ate the man up. Well, the old lady was still at the house, and she was really on fire now. She was like, "I sent that little boy, the little girl, and the old man out, and they none come back with my Sody Salleratus." So she said, "Sometime you got to do stuff on your own, and that's what I'm gonna do." So she walked out the house herself, and she tripped over the bridge. Sody Salleratus, Sody Salleratus, Sody Salleratus, Sody Salleratus. And she went into the general store, and she walked up to the store clerk. She was really upset this time. "I was wondering if you seen little boy about yay high, little girl about yay high, and an old man." And the storekeeper was looking at her like, "Well, lady, I seen all three of them. That was way long ago. They probably down at the creek or something." She said, "Well, I sure enough hope not. I've been waiting for my Sody Salleratus a long time. I'm trying to make these biscuits." So she marched out the store. "Oh man, Sody Salleratus, Sody Salleratus, Sody Salleratus." And she crossed the bridge. And do you know who came up from under that bridge? That mean old mean-spirited bear. And it got right in front of her and said, "Lady, you woke me up from my nap." And she looked at him. "I know you ain't talking to me." And he looked at her and said, "Lady, I ate the little boy with his Sody Salleratus. I ate the little girl, and I ate that old man, and I'm gonna eat you up too." And that's what he did. Well, back at the house, remember the little squirrel on the fireplace? Well, he kept running back and forth, skittering, looking for his family. None of them returned. So he hopped down off the fireplace, onto a chair, onto the floor, and ran out the door. Well, he ran down the road because he said, "You know what, I think I'm going to find my family because they haven't been back yet. I'm kind of worried." So the little squirrel, running down the road, crossed the bridge. And do you know what? He got to the bridge and he sensed something was wrong. The big old bear came lumbering from underneath that bridge and rolled up on top of that squirrel. He says, "Squirrel, I know you ain't chitting around my bridge making all that noise." The squirrel kind of looked at him. He's a little nervous, but the bear hunched over him. Before he can say anything or do anything, that squirrel took off as fast as he could on top of the bridge rail, ran across to a tree, and climbed way up on that tree limb. And the bear was right on his heels. Huncher, 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 huncher. And you saw bark and tree limbs flying all over the place. Well, the squirrel got right up to the edge of the limb. The bear was right on his edge. He said, "Well, if you can get up there with your little feet, I can certainly get up there with my big feet." And he reached a paw out, and the whole tree limb crashed to the ground, and the bear split wide open. Well, the little boy popped out, and he grabbed a hold of the man. The little man stepped out. And then the little girl popped out, and she grabbed the hold of the old lady. And you know what? The old lady was like, "I know you better have my Sody Salleratus."